Godot, the creators of the popular game engine, lost almost everything overnight, including their main investors and sponsors, basically people who use their products and those the company relies on to survive, all because of the moderators and the community manager. On September 27, a post appeared on the official Godot Twitter account, inviting indie developers to share their WoW games made with Godot. The post quickly went viral, getting over 2.5 million views and mixed reaction. But the trouble started right after. They started banning everyone, those who were outraged, those who weren't, and even those who simply asked questions. For example, here is what one of the developers said: "Can you focus on fixing supporting bitmap fonts to properly import into your engine first, instead of doing this sort of things? It's delaying my project, a lot having to try bug fix this with the little documentation you have for this." And that person was banned on Twitter and GitHub, where you can download the engine and upgrades. Or an even worse example, one man wrote, "Focus on the engine and not politics." Yes, he was banned for just saying, "Guys, maybe you should focus on the work." But here is the catch: unlike most people, he was a titanium level baker. To be at this level, you need to give at least $100 a month, and it's not including one-time donations, so this person could be putting way more money than just $100 a month. As you can see, there weren't many donations like that, and now there are even fewer. He replied to his ban with this message: "I have been blocked. Guess what? I'm a titanium level baker for the Godot fund. Guess what my next move is?" He tried to reach the community relations manager, there she was, and yes, it didn't work. So he messaged her on Discord, where he was immediately muted for an hour. Then he finally reached an admin. He got this reply: "I hope you understand why I had to take action. The discussion was escalating and soon I would have had to take more drastic action. Honestly, it felt like you were probing the rules and trying to get a reaction out of people. Some kind of misguided 'I'll get them' limbs. Some kind of attitude. 1 hour is enough for heads to cool down and make you reflect on why you were trying to do that." And he replied, "You really interpreted the chat like that? Imagine, you support a big project, pay a few amount of money and maybe even more, but then you get blocked without really knowing why. When you try to reach management to understand what's going on, they tell you, 'Hey man, think about your behavior.'" And the series of bans didn't stop there. Anyone who gave unsatisfactory responses was banned. Seriously, this tweet alone has hundreds, maybe thousands of hidden replies. Now, if you are not a regular user but a game developer and you made the mistake of using the same name on all platforms, which is pretty common for developers, you'll be banned on every site where your username matches. Imagine this: you woke up, open the internet, see a political post and reply, "Why the politics in the cooking group?" Next thing you know, your stove and coffee maker are disabled and your fridge is locked. This is about the level of nonsense that the moderators and engine creators have been reached. And if it had ended there, maybe they could have gotten away with minor losses. But the main moderators decided not to back down and made a post like this: "The drama isn't created by Godot, who just made a nice tweet to surface cool indie games. The drama is created by reactionary insecure cowards who have nothing better to do in their day than to shit on something they are unconsiderate with. For me, the only problem of this tweet is that it doesn't happen every day, so more of these imbeciles can be banned. They should be doing these tweets every 30 minutes, and anyone who has problem with them can f*** off to oblivion, and then f*** off some more." And I know it's pretty funny to call people who supposedly disliked everyone with different views cowards, while banning everyone who didn't just complain, but even those who were neutral. And right after he posted that, people looked in his past posts and find that he often used the N-word, judged people by their race, and strongly disliked Afro. Ironically, after this drama started, we managed to reach the engine's creator, Juan Lenetsky. He decided to ignore it and said, "I don't want our engine to be associated with politics groups. I prefer to avoid politics." And then he closed his account. And yes, it's nice that you decided to avoid politics. I just have one question. Doesn't it worry you that the people you hired to run your engine are blocking anyone who doesn't cheer, including your sponsors? A little later, they released an official response to the situation. On Friday, we made a tweet that unexpectedly led to a wave of harassment decided to our staff and our community. We unequivocally condemn this abuse. The volume of negative and judgment overwhelmed our moderators' efforts. While attempting to protect the Godot community, we mistakenly blocked individuals who were not participating in the harassment. The Godot Foundation board takes full responsibility for those moderation actions. There is no apology for the moderators who were very active in pushing politics with the heavy power of ban button. None of these moderators have been banned. They are still moderators and managers. What about the fan of N-words? The second post said, "We strongly condemn the harmful language used by Xanax, moderator of an unofficial Godot-related Discord server. We want to clarify that Xanax is not hired by nor a spokesperson for the Godot Foundation." I'm not even sure what angered people more, the first apology message or the fact that Godot Coffee has no ties to Godot. According to longtime members, it was an official community until Godot removed the old community manager and put her in charge. She decided that the server with 90,000 followers and active users wasn't good enough and created a new, now fully official server, which has mostly the same moderators as Godot Coffee, but had and still has 4 times fewer people on board, even after the wave of bans on the first server. This was followed by a strong reaction from both players and game developers. For example, just look at the review rating on Steam, which dropped from very positive to mostly negative. At the same time, people started sharing stories of being banned from Godot servers for saying things like, "Hey guys," which the moderator thought wasn't gender neutral enough. Here is the surprising part: this post caught the attention of gay, transgender and other members of the LGBT community. But you won't believe it, they criticized the engine creators and those same moderators. It may sound unexpected, but if you read their comments, they mostly go like this: "I have been part of the LGBTQ community longer than most of these people have been alive. They do not speak for us and the constant embarrassment to the community." Or like this: "The pronoun cult, people like this have done more to set back overall acceptance and care for the gay and trans community than any other group of people, movement, politician or policy for as long as I've been alive. They are literal cancer to the gay trans community." And in the midst of all this chaos, a new engine was born, the Redot engine. It was created using Godot's base code and promised a new way with no place for politics this time. If you are wondering if this breaks any rules, it doesn't. Godot is made with open license and open source code, meaning anyone can use it to build their own engine. This is similar to Linux. There's one core but many different operation system. The arrival of Godot's competitor get a lot of attention quickly. In just a few days, the engine's Twitter page gained over 10,000 followers. It sounds promising. Now Godot has a rival which could unite developers and users who felt left out. This competition might push Godot's team to work harder and maybe even fix things like the font imports, making users happier. But of course, it didn't stop there. As soon as Redot engine launched its GitHub and Discord server, trolls and activists swarmed it. Posts began appearing that paint Redot in a very negative light, but this is just ridiculous. The Redot engine fork's new logo having angry eyes and an aggressive orange red is somewhat indicative of the people behind it, a fork filled by nothing but anger, hate and misery. The project won't be lasting long, I give it 6 months to a year. Some activists even managed to hack their official X page, but oddly enough, this only helped Redot's creators. This drama was drawing attention to them and built their reputation, while Godot's was dying. The most interesting thing is that a large number of developments left Godot and went to their competitors, Redot. Godot's team used to share upgrades every few days, but now it's been over a month since their last post on the official channel. The same goes for engine upgrades. Whether this engine will survive for indie developers or not, only time will tell, but one thing's certain, it will be hard for Godot to recover from the damage done. Trust has been lost, replaced by a controlling "cheer for us" or else. Indie developers are now thinking twice about using this engine, knowing they could be blocking anytime for not being positive enough on Twitter. They might instead choose Unity, Unreal or the new Redot, where people focus on improving the engine instead of pushing a message. The saddest part is that all of this could have been avoided with a slight change to the first post. Instead of saying "we're awake" and asking for awake games, they could have said "we know there are LGBT people in our community, it will be great if you could share the games you're creating." A small change like that could have caused far less confusion. People wouldn't think that he was spending time on Twitter instead of working on the engine. This is a set and most importantly a lesson in choosing who you work with. And when creating something, you shouldn't give your team unchecked power or they could destroy everything you worked so hard for.